Hey guys, this is Invoke and I'm Liz. I run multiple businesses and it can be quite challenging running multiple businesses and knowing where to place your focus and also coping with everything that goes along with running multiple businesses or even multiple income streams. Quick note, thank you to the viewer who gave me this idea for the video, so let me just jump right into it. I've taken a lot of my advice from running my own businesses from Richard Branson, and something that's always stuck with me from him is that he says, start with one business. When you start with one business, you basically make sure that that one business works and it works well. It sets the standard for the other businesses. And if you can get that business down to a T, the rest will follow and it will be a little bit easier second time around. When you're running more than one, it gets a little bit more tricky. You don't know where to invest your time. You don't know whether your testing is actually focused on the right business or the right income stream. And it takes some pressure off of you, so there's no balancing act in the beginning stages of running two income streams. So I think where I battle, although I have more control of it now, I still battle a bit with it now, is to determine where the money comes from. When you're running multiple income streams, make sure that you know exactly how much time you're spending on all these income streams or businesses and which business actually makes you the most money. Knowing that will help you to focus on a specific field or work more in the other field if you're more interested in that side of it. So it just gives you some thinking space and some planning space when you know exactly percentage-wise where your money is coming from. So I might be, I have in the past spent more time on something that wasn't my main source of income and I needed to make adjustments because obviously if I spent more time on that side of it where I am making more money, I could have made more money. Now, it's a bit difficult because we're creatives and we want to do what we love, so sometimes where we're spending our time and we're making our money doesn't correspond with where we really want to be creatively. So it's a bit of a balancing act. On that note, if you are noticing that there's a discorrelation, are you spending enough time and effort on the side of the business and the right kind of time, the time that actually results in something on the side that makes you happy? Because you might be spending time on it, but you might not be spending quality time on it. It might just be quantity. When you're running multiple businesses, you need to make use of the tools that are available. And in a digital world, there are many, many tools available that can make your life easier. So it's about how do you categorize, how do you plan, how do you organize, how do you differentiate. I make lists, so I will divide my day into my 3 businesses or my week into the 3 businesses, and I will make lists of things to do and prioritize those lists on my schedule. Then you get various social media tools. Some of the social media tools that I've used in the past were apps like Hootsuite. I've moved over to later. It's just a little bit more convenient. I can create all my content in the beginning of the week and then I can schedule it accordingly and it will post it by itself. I love making my own invoices and quotes, but it's not always time effective. Using apps like Wave just makes it a little bit more convenient and saves me some time. Prioritizing might not be easy, but it's something you have to do, especially if you're a procrastinator. So you need to know what needs to come first. The major thing about priorities is that it's about boundaries. When you're in control of so many businesses, you might be working constantly even in the night, and you might be working a lot harder to get those income streams going. But it's also important to prioritize your health, to prioritize yourself, and also go to family and friends and get away from that space of working, because that will help you in the long term. If you go back to your work, then you're refreshed, you won't feel so alone, and that will help you to get out of that space of chaos. Something that I would advise that I try to do personally is that I also prioritize personal creative projects. It's sometimes necessary just to make sure that you're actually giving that personal project a number one in your life, because you need something else other than your work where you can stimulate yourself creatively, and it can be very difficult to constantly be in a chaotic creative space where you need to force work out. Killing yourself with stress is a real thing. So prioritize something that might be the most cost effective, but it's also something that gives you the most meaning in your life. So choosing that good balance between the two, and that way you're doing something fulfilling and also something that's providing income. Know when it's time to expand. Now, it can be very difficult because when we start off, we're one person and we might be doing a lot of things and we can do so many things, and in today's day and age it's so easy just to learn more skills and try and do everything ourselves. But it might not be very effective in the long run, and it might not be effective time-wise. So where do you want to spend your time, and where does your real value lie? When you're getting to a point where you can outsource, it just makes your life so much easier. So that's something that you need to start letting go of, is letting go of this idea that you need to run everything yourself. And if it's getting that big, why not? Why don't you just outsource? Whether it's editing of photos or whether it's getting a second shooter or assistant on hand, how big do you want your business to go, and how big do you want all your multiple businesses to go? Because when you have an assistant, even in your office space, that can help you with your multiple businesses, it makes your life easier. When you trust your team, the benefits can be endless. One of the major things is that it creates a support for you, so you no longer feel so alone, but you have someone there for you that can do other things, but can also be a bit of an emotional support, that knows what you're going through within your business or within your area of expertise, multiple businesses. It also brings in a different skill set. Not all of our skill sets are the same, so you can capitalize on someone else's skill set and also on their perspective. So choose people who can be your cheerleaders, choose people that share your work ethic, choose people who share your belief system, and make sure that proper protocols are in place just to protect everyone. So agreements and contracts. It's fair to everyone. What can make your life a lot more easier is also to integrate the multiple businesses, so bringing them together. Now that can be through having your staff working on multiple businesses, but it can also be on bringing them close to each other so they can feed each other. For instance, my one business focuses on brand strategy and also on content creation for small companies, and my photography fits into that. So as an additional service in that company, I can offer photography as a content creation service for people. On an emotional level, you can feel less scattered and almost more complete, because now if you bring all these multiple businesses together, it starts feeling like one offering and not all these multiple offerings. So it will make sense that when you bring it together, you'll feel a bit less chaotic and less scattered about your businesses. Other ways where you can bring it together could even be in style. It could just be something in yourself where the style of the businesses are similar. Another easy way for businesses to come together is to actually operate those businesses from the same space. I'm a big cheerleader of flexibility, and flexibility is the next thing that you need to take into account with running multiple businesses. If you can adapt easily, you're opening yourself up, and you can constantly just adapt to each situation or problem that comes to you, and you have a solution ready at hand. But you need to be flexible in order to be able to see the solution. So being open to change and not feeling that the change is the end necessarily, but taking that and making an ending and a new beginning out of that story will help you adjust more easily within running multiple businesses. Maybe today one income stream is making you more money, but in the future maybe the other one will make you more money. And it's knowing when to be flexible that it will future-proof your income streams. Thank you for watching, and as always, be inspired and keep evoking your creativity. Have a good day, evening, wherever you are.